Hey guys, so in this episode we're going to take a look at the rust that's on my 4Runner. In this particular case, the rust was behind where the spare tire was, so I removed the spare tire, you can see. It's not terrible, it's not through the frame, but it's definitely heavy surface rust, so we need to knock it out, and what we're going to do is take an angle grinder and grind it all down. My angle grinder is from Harbor Freight, and this 4-inch scouring pad I got from Harbor Freight as well. It's not going to cut through the metal, but it's going to knock off all the rust. I hope this goes without saying, but make sure you wear a dust mask and goggles when doing this job, because it's going to get really dusty, and you don't want rust dust getting in your lungs. Also, make sure you got a firm brush on the angle grinder, because you can have some kickback sometimes when hitting sharp edges. I slightly jacked up the axle just so I could get better reach in here on the frame to get my angle grinder in there, so don't worry that there's no jacks in there. This just reminds me of that Pharrell song. Grinding! Check out the dust storm coming from this. At this point I was satisfied, but you can grind further if you'd like. The rust in this back section was pretty heavy, so you can see closely at the metal it started to pit in towards the frame further, so we'll address this shortly. Next step is to get rid of all the dust that was on there from the grinding. So I used brake cleaner. You can use acetone or paint prep. The brake cleaner worked wonders for me and got rid of all the dust and grime. I let it dry a little bit, but actually used a rag, in my case a paper towel, to get all the remaining dust off. To address the pitting on the frame, which are little dimple-like holes, I used a rust inhibitor to spray all over the areas. This turns the rust into a paintable surface. I went ahead and sprayed it on other areas as well that I wasn't going to grind down, just to make sure that everything was going to be in a better shape than I left it. The rust inhibitor should stop rust in its tracks so that it doesn't continue to spread. Once everything was dry in the frame where I had grinded, I went ahead and sprayed some black paint coating to make sure that the rust would not come back. And again, I only did this on the frame where I had grinded down. I applied a couple more coats of paint and the end results were awesome, but for the life of me I cannot find that footage. But my overall tip, make sure you spend more time in the prep work before the paint and you'll get the best results.